We are in the era of hustle, of noise, and of distraction. And we work frazzled, not knowing where to go. What if I tell you there is a genuine way of resetting your nervous system through breathwork and lot many more things? I have a special guest here on our very first podcast. He is the one that has put his life into what I'm going to talk about today. I have Pranav with me. Hi, Pranav.
Hello, Pinky. Namaste.
Namaste. Pranav is a very interesting person. I tell you why. Full-time, he is an aerospace engineer. In the morning, he is a yogi. He has learned yoga from various reputed institutes. And he is also a musician turned producer now. And he's going to talk about something very interesting. I have met Pranav a few times in the past. We are really good friends. And the first time when I saw him playing a very interesting and fascinating musical instrument called a handpan. So I welcome Pranav here on our very first show. So this is not an interview, it's a conversation between friends, and I'm genuinely looking forward to this one. So Pranav, I want to start somewhere that I think tells everyone about the kind of person you are. So I recently saw your Instagram post where you were talking about going to your university where you were a backbencher, if
Correct.
I'm not wrong. And then you went there again as a speaker addressing some graduates.
That's right, yes.
So when you were at the university, what was the version of you sitting at the backbench thinking about?
At that point in time, the version of me sitting on the last bench of my university was thinking about passing that year. How to pass that year? How do I graduate out of this university and get myself a job? Because when you're coming from India, there's a lot of expectations and hopes that you come with in a different country, which is like 5,000 miles away from India and your heritage, your culture. So there's always that hope that you need to do something whilst you're away from your family. So in that year, and I was learning gas turbines because my passion was always to learn why is the aircraft flying. So after failing in my A levels in Mumbai, I decided I want to be doing the toughest course that existed at that point in time, which was aeronautical or aerospace engineering. Around 2014, I started my journey of yoga, which was mainly doing all the asanas, performing, trying to get as good as possible on doing Surya Namaskars and all the poses like a headstand and a handstand. And in a way, yeah, it teaches you a lot. So going back to your question, which was about my career, yes, it started with failing in A levels and then deciding I want to do aerospace engineering. So I came to London in 2008, I guess. Yes. Okay. And then I did my aerospace engineering from Kingston University in London, which was a fantastic uni to be in. It's right across River Thames. And you can access the riverside anytime. So yeah, through that, I did my undergrads there. And then for my master's, I moved to Milton Keynes. And there's a university called Cranfield, which excels in aerospace engineering, and it's only a master's university. So I did my master's in gas turbines, which is the aircraft engines that hang under the wing of the aircraft. If you might have seen the two big balls. Yes. We call them gas turbines. Currently, I work with Siemens, manufacturing those gas turbines and doing engineering projects which are helping make our planet more sustainable and helping make our environment more cleaner by using different fuels rather than using the normal diesel and natural gas, etc. We're working on sustainable fuels, making hydrogen a possibility.
So I must say that you've been always into sustainable way of living.
Not always, I would say.
Was this something like you discovered while you were at the uni? Because as you said, you were working on the turbines, if I'm
yes.
Yeah. So again, you said you were trying to build a sustainable energy system for it. Was that something that you already had in your bloodstream, I would say, living a conscious life?
Well, coming from a very religious family, my parents are very religious, so they've always been careful about the planet, of not, making our planet dirty, throwing trash anywhere, etc. So it's always taken care of. I learned Surya Arga in the morning from my father. In the past, I used to see him as a kid doing it every day, but I never knew the sense behind. I used to think he's very religious and he's been doing it on a daily basis, but now I know that that actually helps you scientifically in raising your vitamin D3 levels, because you are exposing yourself through a copper or a bronze lota, or I don't know what
The
a lota,
kalash.
yeah, kalash, and that basically attracts the sunlight or the sun rays at a triple or a quadruple effect. So you are getting more sun rays directly hitting your body through the copper lota and the water that is being poured. Yeah.
Streams down.
Correct. And then that is hitting your body straight away. So my vitamin D3 levels were very deficient. And then since I've started doing this, it has now peaked. As I said in the morning, I live like a monk and adopt the lifestyle that I learned from spending some time with the monks in Himalayas, because they have a very disciplined life. They wake up in the Brahma Muhurat, which is around an hour and a half or two before the sun rises. And that is the time when you want to be doing all the creative stuff. So you can sit up and just meditate in that hour. If you want to read something, if you want to play music, like, yeah, sometimes I do spend time with these beautiful handpans first thing in the morning.
Yes, we would explore that in a short while.
Absolutely. And yeah, that really helps. So first hour is before you meet different people in the world and engage to the wide world. It's about thanking yourself, thanking the creator for waking you up once again.
Amazing.
Because every day is a new day. You come up with new strengths. So it's about being grateful first thing in the morning that yes, I'm alive again, because I'm hopeful that I will be alive tomorrow. But I'm not sure. There's a phrase which says, nerves that fire together, wire together.
So that's about rewiring your brain. Am I right in saying that?
Yeah. So when you first thing in the morning, when you're feeling lethargic, you just want to count 3, 2, 1, and then you wake up from the bed and tell yourself nerves that fire together. So all your nerves have automatically, the whole instinct and the body is taken over. And then you work out, and then you realize that throughout the day, everything that you've planned for has automatically happened and you've executed that. Because throughout the day, the first thing you've told your nervous system is, or your mind is, I'm stronger than you. You are just a muscle and I'm going to command you. Once you start doing that, then that discipline comes into your life. And then throughout the day, the whole system is wired together. So you can make your decisions accordingly whilst you're working as a project manager, or when I come back home, I work as a musician, or I teach handpans, or teach yoga one-to-one. I do some sessions. So again, it's all about giving in the evening when I turn into a different...
Perfect. Now, coming back to the original question that I asked, when we talked about the university, we said you were chasing something, but you were chasing the engineering side of it. Was there something, I would say, something deeper that you were chasing back then? Or was it all about engineering throughout, making sure that you are getting onto that side of the world?
There were 2 or 3 aspects there. Firstly was to get that certification, get that degree from one of these prosperous universities in the world, and it happens to be, I think, the 4th in Europe for aerospace.
Okay.
So getting a degree or a qualification from that uni was the first thing. Second thing was to prove myself that I could do something which not many people would dare to do. Aerospace is a lot of hard work. There's a lot of maths, physics, science involved in that, and it does. You have to go through some brain scratching moments, of course. But I'm thankful that I did that to prove myself that I could pass the toughest course, and then to prove people back home, because not to prove them in a wrong way, but to prove them in a right way, that yes, if someone like me can do what I've done, then everyone has the potential to do and go after their dreams. And it only takes hours and some sort of hard work to get where you want to be.
You haven't left engineering, right? You're still an aerospace engineer. You still work full-time. He still works full-time, but he has a different world in the morning, a different world in the evening.
Correct.
So when we come to talk about engineering, that's about logic, about precision, about getting things right. And
Accurate.
and then this is, and then this being a musician or, a yoga coach or a breathwork coach, how does that actually fit in together? Because in my head, these two are kind of separate worlds.
Absolutely.
So how do you ensure that there is no conflict between these two?
That is what I think yoga teaches you. I have created a separate boundary. So first thing in the morning when I'm with myself, that is where the yogi or the monk lives in. And I do all the kriyas that a monk in Haridwar might be doing. In the mountains in Himalayas, they do offer Surya, they sit in meditation, they do their workouts, they do their kriyas in the morning, they do their breath work, and they just engage with themselves and the soul within. Being thankful, that is what grounds you in the morning. So, and then, I get my suit and boots on, and then I'm heading to my project management job where I know that, okay, it's the same person who was there in the morning, it's the same person who's there. So, that makes me feel grateful about the fact that I work in and with Siemens Energy, because it's one of the best firms on the planet, I would say. And the level of projects that I engage in is something which surprises the yogi in the morning, that wow, this is what a project manager is doing. Because as I said, the World Expo, which is happening in Serbia next year, that is powered by Siemens Energy. So again, it's a tri-generation, which makes our environment much more sustainable.
Okay.
So that is one of the projects that I'm working with, and there's one other which is marine propulsion, so making our oceans cleaner and neater by using engines and other cleaner technology.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so as I was mentioning that, according to me, engineering and yoga, breathwork, music is all separate. But as you explained, you are grounding yourself in the morning and you are whole and soul the same person throughout the day.
That's right.
Right? So it's not that you are ticking different boxes there. So this is again a lesson, I think, for all of us, actually myself as well, that integrity of thought, action is a must.
Absolutely.
Right? You have to be a whole person wherever you are, whatever you do, you are just one. And there's no difference in how you talk or, in the back end and how you are in front of the people. So you are all in one person.
Absolutely.
Influencing people in a better way.
Yeah. If you think about in a grand scheme of things, for people watching it, of course, are on this planet. If you zoom out, you see that little state of East Midlands. Then we zoom out further, we see UK. Then you zoom out further, you see Europe. You zoom out further, you start seeing Asia. You zoom out further, you start seeing the whole world. So you're just a minor speckle in this whole thing. And then in Gita, the Bhagavad Gita says after Chaurasi lakh, which is 84 lakhs or 8.4 million avatars, do you end up arriving at a state of human being or a human form. And that sort of hit me. So I was like, wow, after going through so much, you arrived at this stage. So why not make the most of life?
Most of it, absolutely.
And how can you make the most of life? I cannot be just doing my music. That would, of course, help me arrive as a musician. But if you want to explore all areas of life, all facets of life, then you have to grow that way. So that teaches me discipline, being grounded. And then you work in companies like Siemens, where you feel so grateful, in places that you get to visit with my projects, etc. And then when I come back home, it's again touching these handpans is so grounding, because the frequencies on these handpans are so tranquil and peaceful that they automatically let you breathe, and they help you feel that silence is so powerful, because between every note there's a silence which fills it, and that silence is so powerful. But then you think, what are you doing in that silence? You're actually breathing.
Yeah.
That is where then the breath work connected with the handpans. Yeah.
This is something really interesting that you just mentioned. When you spoke about this silence, this pause. I attended, was it last month? I think maybe 2 months ago. There was a breathwork session that I attended online. There was a short course.
Right.
And this lady mentioned that after each breath, after each inhale, actually, there's a pause. And I was like, oh, really? There is a pause. I didn't realize that before.
Yeah.
But only when she mentioned that after every inhale, after every exhale, there is a pause. I'm like, oh, okay.
Correct.
So then I started noticing it more. And like you just mentioned, that really kind of reminded me of that conversation with her. So thank you very much for that, detailed message that, we need to actually take away. That pausing is very important, and the breath work in our daily life is also very important.
Absolutely.
Now, coming back to these handpans. These handpans, for the viewers who haven't seen these before, these are very interesting and fascinating instruments. And I heard Pranav playing this in one of the gatherings earlier, and I was fascinated myself because to me, when he brought all, the handpan in, I thought this was some kind of a spacecraft model, like a UFO. If you see the shape of this,
yeah, it does look like a UFO.
it has this, yes. And then he started playing it and I was like, oh my God, this is really fascinating. And it really kind of grounded me. So tell me, Pranav, did the handpan find you or you found it?
It started in 2020 in COVID.
Oh, that's okay.
So I've never been connected to any form of music before.
Really?
Yes. This happened to me in 2020. I'm very blessed that this happened to me. I came across this instrument on Instagram, this one is called a Rav Vast.
Sorry, what is it called?
A Rav Vast.
Rav Vast.
Yeah, it says there at the back, R-A-V.
Can we turn this around to the...
Yeah, at the back it says R-A-V-V-A-S-T, Rav Vast.
Okay.
It's a handpan or a version of a handpan which is made out of stainless steel.
Right.
But this one is made out of 6.5 millimeters thickness of metal. So it's like a round piano.
Yes.
Working together. And this is in a B Celtic scale. This is a original version of a handpan. And this is on a different scale, of course.
What do you mean original version of the handpan? So
these are called handpans originally, but these are also called handpans because they both can be played with hands. But because this sounds more like a tongue drum, and this is a totally different sound. It makes you feel like you're in a temple or maybe somewhere in Egypt next to the pyramids.
So this is more like, I would say, a traditional temple kind of sound, like you just mentioned, but this is more like techno, no? Or am I...
Well, you can mix techno. I've got a few techno tracks which I've recorded with this one.
Okay.
And this one as well. So it depends on what sort of beats you want to mix with that. So through Ableton, which is a software for musicians, I mix them with some beats in the background. I've also got Breathwork album, a guided Breathwork album on Spotify, which is called Nada Prana.
Nada Prana.
Nada Prana, yes. Nad meaning the sound and Prana meaning the energy and the life force that we are breathing in. So yeah, if you feel like practicing any sounded guided breathworks, then do check my Spotify or YouTube.
So where did this handpan actually find you? You said it was in 2020 in COVID.
It was in 2020 in COVID.
So did you hear somebody playing this, or
I saw it on Instagram, someone playing it, and then I sort of did more research about it and learned that yes, it's a very new instrument which has only come into the world in year 2000. So you might have heard violin, guitars, and tabla. All of that has been around for decades.
Yeah.
This has only come 25 years back in 2000. So yeah, it was a fairly new instrument. I was like, yeah, why not maybe try one? And I was reading a book called Outliers at that point in time, which is by Malcolm Gladwell.
Yes.
And the first chapter in that was 10,000 hour theory. And it said that anything that you want to excel in life, you want to spend 10,000 hours doing that.
Oh, interesting.
So then I thought about it that yes, I've spent 4 years at universities, and that has earned me a aerospace engineer's accreditation. I've spent so much time doing projects, which is now given me a certified project manager's degree. So similarly, if I spend 10,000 hours on playing these handpans, where will I be? That doesn't mean I've reached 10,000 yet. I'm currently on 2,538.
So, when you're playing this handpan, I don't want to understand as of now how the sound is like, but when your fingers are on the handpan, what does it feel like to you? As in, what does it do to your body? Is there something that happens within your body when you're playing it?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
There's a lot which happens because the frequency that this generates, like in today's world, we all are stressed. Everyone's got bills to pay.
Yeah.
Everyone's got emails to reply to. Everyone's got house to take care of. And so there's a lot of stress which is in the body. So no matter how much I talk to you about de-stressing yourself or relaxing, etc., but your muscles need, your body speaks in one language, which is vibrations.
Yeah.
And when I play the note here, it creates a vibration which sort of lets the body relax on its own, the muscle relax on its own. Now, having done my research through neuroscience and other books, I would say, on music and chakras, I found that chakras, which are the energy channels within our body, we've got around 7 main chakras. And it is said that every note or every scale resonates with each chakra. So imagining this is a B scale. So B resonates more with your crown chakra. So you automatically start feeling more calm, more meditative. That's a feel that I've felt. Then when I'm playing, that's a A note.
Yeah.
A resonates more with your Agna or the forehead chakra. So if you close your eyes and just focus on this area, you can feel some sensation, so it engages with some sort of part of your body. Similarly, when you're playing, this is F, it resonates with your heart.
I was just going to say that, when you played that, I could feel some kind of tingling in the heart chakra.
Chest area.
Yes.
Yeah. And this exactly is what sound does. And I've learned that by spending time with handpans.
So your 2,500 hours well spent.
Correct. So I've got handpans in every scale now. Here I'm only got 2, but...
How many do you have in total?
I've got 6 altogether. And they all are mixed and matching, which resonates with all 7 chakras of your body.
So you've got 6 handpans in total that resonate with the 7 chakras in our body. So is there a specific purpose for the other 6 that you have? Like apart from the chakras?
Yeah.
Is there difference in the sound or
absolutely
the way, it probably heals people?
Correct, yes. So every scale has something to say, And when I'm playing, depending on the room I'm playing in, if it's energetic setting where someone's getting married or someone's they're doing their wedding rounds, etc., and you want something positive, then you're looking to play a major scale. So I've got a G auxilista at home. That's the name of a scale, which is very positive, which is very flavorful, colorful, and it makes you smile automatically. But when I'm playing this one, it is very emotional. So you want to be playing this.
Yes, I felt when you started, it was a bit emotional, but then I think you started playing a bit faster. Then I felt a bit more positive and joy. Yes.
Correct.
Oh, wow.
So depending on where you're playing it, if you're playing in a meditational setting, you want to play emotional, because I've seen people crying, listening to handpans, and they've come and thanked me. I've cried myself as well playing this Romanian Hijaz or this handpan, because I think the vibrations that come out of these handpans, they help release or soften some part of your body, or there's an emotion which is within that needs calming down. And it's only through, no matter how much you talk to someone, it doesn't help. So at a point in time, you have to come and feel these vibrations. So,
Okay. So, when you're playing this handpan to a complete stranger who is just maybe passing by,
yeah,
what do you notice happening? Does that stranger actually stop and
correct.
see what you're playing?
Yeah.
Okay. And have you had an experience where a stranger has listened to you and come and spoken about the handpan or what it has done to him?
Out of the 2,500 odd hours that I've spent playing,
Yeah.
600 to 700 hours might be at the riverside in Nottingham, where the Trent Bridge is, embankment. That's my place of practice, or riyaz you can call it, and feeding the birds. I love feeding the birds there, the swans and the geese. But whenever I've played different handpans depending on what my mood is, because every handpan resonates with some form of a mood. So when I'm playing it and people have heard it, firstly they're inquisitive because these instruments look so new and so different. Like you just mentioned it, they look like
UFOs.
spaceships or UFOs. Yes. So people are very inquisitive. What is this instrument? Can we know more? How is it sounding so good? And the vibrations automatically make them feel. And I've had people walk all the way from the Trent Bridge listening to the vibrations of these or sounds of these and then coming asking, wow, this sounds incredible. Because it might have done something to them, which is why they got drawn and coming and asking me that. So yeah, it's just amazing what it does to the human body. And yeah, I've been amazed so far. And the inquisitive or the curiosity within me keeps growing because I've currently got 6 handpans and there are multiple scales. There's hundreds of scales which can be explored in these beautiful handpans, but they're very expensive. Each is around 3,000 to 4,000 pounds.
So each one is how much did you say?
Around, depending on the number of notes that it has, it's around 3,000, 4,000. It goes all the way till 10, 12,000 from the best makers in the world. This was made in India by Swara Handpans. He's been very kind to me, so he's not charged me that much. But yeah, usually these would cost around 3,000 to 4,000 pounds. And very expensive, and they're very temperamental. So if they have a fall once,
it's gone.
That it's end of your. There's a chance of getting it retuned, but it's like repairing a damaged shoulder, which
wouldn't heal
as it won't be as good as the original. Yeah.
Okay, when you just mentioned about you being in a mood and you play a note, for example, based on your mood.
Yeah.
But have you ever in your session, I'm sure you would have, but read a room, say you enter a room and you read the room, based on the room's mood, you play certain notes, leaving behind what you actually internally are feeling. Has that happened?
Yeah. As a musician, when you're going, you are there for the people. You're there to amuse people. You're there to make them feel good in themselves by listening to these music or the notes. So depending on the room, if the room is quiet, everyone's peaceful, like you're attending a kirtan or a meditation session, then you are playing it nice and slow in a very flowy rhythm. Similar, or if you're in a party where people are like hustling, bustling, talking to each other, having a laugh, then you want to be playing something fast, which can help them just sync with the beat in the background. So that's where I mix some sort of beats in the background and make it ambient or sort of organic. So there's something which is being played in the background. So people sync with that and have their conversations whilst feeling good and just listening to some notes which are being played in the background with the beats.
So when you're playing the handpans, because after all, this is all sound, right? As you said, it does have an effect on your body and your nervous system. So have you ever had an experience where somebody has come to you after a session telling you what it has done to them, as in terms of, say, grief, or in terms of positivity, or something that, had a deeper impact on them? Have you had a conversation with your audience or somebody from the audience that came after the session to you?
Yes, many. I think the best one was, if you haven't been to the Sadhguru's ashram in Coimbatore, at Isha Yoga, they've got this big Dhyana Linga, which is around 6-7 feet. And then they do something called as Nada Arga, where you are offering sound to Dhyanalinga, and there's at least 600-700 people sat in the dome, and the sound there is just incredible. So I played one of my handpans there. There were a few people who actually cried. They came, they were at my feet, and this was the first time I was actually playing in front of so many people. And they came to my feet and they're like, Anna, thank you so much, Anna. And they were full of tears. I had no idea what I had done. I had no idea. I was just doing what I did at the riverside when I was on my own and playing on my own. And I did the exact same thing here in Dhyanalinga. And yeah, there was a cancer patient who was so joyful and joyous after that.
Amazing.
So yeah, I've had many experiences like that, Pinky, where people have actually come and thanked me, and I'm just thinking, I'm still inquisitive that what
have you done?
What have I done?
How it happened.
Because for me, it was just spending time in COVID, learning something new, and getting to 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just amazing what the sound does to your body. And then, through that, I've learned a lot more lessons, how sound can help your body, and how shlokas and humming and mantras, what they do to your nervous system as a whole. But it's been fascinating. Yes, now I know that there's a lot of music for a whole of lifetime, but one lifetime is not enough for music. Yeah.
Absolutely. I've always wanted to learn harmonium, sitar, those traditional instruments. Yesterday I was searching for a harmonium where I want to learn playing the harmonium, sing the kirtan alongside. So those are those traditional musical instruments. And this is like, to me, it's like a modern instrument that has, as you said, recently come in.
Correct.
So how do the two fit in together? Have you ever kind of compared or thought about incorporating maybe a traditional instrument with the handpan?
Yeah. A handpan is an instrument which actually originates from, you could say, a piano, gatak.
What's this?
Gatak is a clay pot, which which can be like this, and
the sound, you mean?
Yeah, the sound. So it makes that tick sound, so you can hear that.
Oh yes. So you said ghatak.
Yeah.
Right.
Ghatam.
Ghatam.
Ghatam. It's
Ghatam.
a round clay pot.
Yes.
Just like the pot you've got there. Yeah. And it sounds amazing when people play it. Actually, let's try it. I'm very inquisitive about this. There's nothing inside, right?
No, there isn't.
Yeah. So it's exactly like this, but slightly big in size, and then people play it.
Oh wow. Interesting.
But it sounds different. It makes different sounds.
Yes. Yeah, that's a different sound altogether. So what's the relation? Do you think there is a relation between these traditional instruments?
Wow. Huh?
And you've got all the
clay
on your.
Good.
Yeah.
We'll hoover it later. Huh?
Yeah, we'll sort it out. So, as I was saying, is there a relation between the traditional instruments and the handpan, or you think they're completely different?
This instrument was created to have 2 or 3 instruments together,
right?
Which is having a guitar, a piano, and let's say a gatak together. So you can add rhythm and melody at the same time. Other instruments which you see like a piano or a sitar, they are used for creating melody. You cannot create and you use tabla to create rhythm. You know, tira kata, tira kata, tira kata, tira kata, ding tikka, ding tikka, ding tikka. That is creating rhythm, and then they mix something with the piano like sa re ga ma pa da ni sa. So there you are using 2 instruments, whereas this modern instrument has got both. So you can create a rhythm and you can create melody at the same time.
That sounds like the clay pot that you just played. can we say that there is a relation between the sounds of the traditional instrument and
The handpans.
handpans?
Yes. And you can play this. I've tried this playing with harmonium when we do our kirtan
the
sessions.
kirtan, yes.
It's just another way of calling out notes.
Yeah.
It's got its own sound, like a violin. Myself and my partner Dulce, we've done the violin and handpan together, which has come out really nice. It's called Go and Breeze, and there's one more track which is coming soon. It's called Mystical Hijaz, where I've played this handpan and she's played violin together, and that sounds amazing.
Now that you've said, you are a musician, but you have now turned into a producer. Like, you were just mentioning about the Go and Breeze and the violin.
Correct.
Tell me about the journey. I really want to understand the idea of, where and how this was actually born. You from musician to a producer.
Well, this is where SOLOM was born. When I got my instrument, initially I started playing the instrument just like anyone would explore. And then slowly people, after I spent around 600 hours, people started thinking, wow, he's a musician. And I was still thinking to myself, what musician? I'm not a musician. I'm still an engineer, project manager. But then when you do your sun salutations in the morning, you see that, okay, the sun has risen again. It has given me one more chance. And then sun in Portuguese is called Sol, S-O-L. And Pranav in Sanskrit means Om. So Pranav, which is my real name in Sanskrit, or the project manager who works. In Sanskrit, my name is Om. So then I thought, okay, the sun is shining on me every day. Every day I'm rising with a new mindset, new target, new aims. And then there will be a day where the sun is not going to shine on me, because we're not here as
Which is the soul experiencing the human form.
Exactly. We're experiencing the human form after 8.4 million avatars. So why not bring that artist within me out who thinks this way and wants to make the most of life? That cannot be just working in a boardroom, but it can be doing various other things in life, which I currently am pursuing and doing. And that's where SOLOM came in. So as long as the sun is going to shine on Pranav, SOLOM, which is the artist within me, goes on. What does SOLOM do? I do the yoga coaching, handpan, music. I create my own music. And that is where the producer within me came out, that, okay, now we need this artist to help people, because there are many people who engage in breathwork practices and they wanted to listen to some of my tunes that I've composed. So how do I give back to the people? And so that is where the producer in me came out. So I start recording my stuff. I've got my stuff on YouTube, Spotify, all the major music platforms around the world. And I hope people can benefit from listening to some of the sounds that I've created through handpan.
No, I would definitely put the link for your YouTube and your Spotify underneath this video for people to have a look and see this amazing breath work and, the combination of handpan being played. Am I right in saying that the Spotify and YouTube that you have, is that mainly handpan, or does that involve yoga and breath work alongside
There's a guided album, Nada Prana, which is for breath work only. But there are more handpan tracks. There's some techno and house tracks with beats, which can be used just to listen or whilst you're driving to make you feel better. There's a few dancing tracks as well. So if you want to dance, feel ecstatic, you can dance to the tracks as well. So there's a bit of every genre currently, because music is like swimming in the sea, as I said, and I want to be exploring as many different facets and patterns which life has to offer. So I don't limit myself. So you might find a new religious album coming soon. I'm working on chanting, getting handpans recorded with some chants, and doing some religious music, which help many people in my family. They would love that, of course. So that is something
I would love that.
Because
as I was saying to you earlier before, we started shooting for this podcast, that the reason I started Yug Studio is because I wanted to get to people and, engage people in these deeper conversations, because I am from a Bhakti Yoga background, as you know, and I also enjoy listening to, or maybe actually living the concept of conscious living that we often talk about. So to me, this sound resonated because being from a Bhakti Yoga background, it's all about sacred sounds, right?
True.
So that's why I said, let's have a conversation where we understand where this sound is actually leading to, what happens in the body. And you also mentioned about your SOLOM, right? And you said it's about giving people.
True.
You've learned something and you want to share with the community at large, so people can take in whatever they like and, positively influence their own life in a way. So you have done a lot of community work, I presume, with a lot of, you've got tie-ups with a lot of other institutes or a lot of other, you've got some collaborations going on at the moment.
Yes, I do. At my place of work, firstly at Siemens, I do some well-being sessions on a monthly basis to help other employees and all colleagues who work with me at Siemens to benefit from the sound of these handpans and breathe with me. Because when you are having that sort of energy and everyone together, it creates a different level of calm. With collaborations, I do a lot of festivals now. I'm being invited to do some festivals, not only in the UK, but abroad as well, where I lead kirtans, I lead breathwork with handpans, I lead yoga sessions in the morning, and then I lead ecstatic dancing in the evening. So yeah, the morning belongs to being very looking towards East, because East teaches you yoga, it teaches you how to fall in love with yourself, being more conscious. And when you're breathing in a rhythm and after your workout, which is arriving from asana to pranayama, it creates a different magic within your bodies and within your system. So yeah, starting with that in the morning, and then towards the end of the day, you're doing ecstatic dance, which is being grateful for the whole day.
Yeah.
And hoping for the next day to start, of course.
Yeah. This is something really interesting that you mentioned again. As you mentioned that the yoga, the breath work, coming from East, especially obviously India, and you are kind of collaborating or bringing India with the sound, which is this modern sound, but still has a lot of, I would say, healing properties, or, the sound that actually shifts something in your body.
Yeah.
Right? So when you are playing the handpan during the kirtan sessions, right, you have a team that works with you.
That's right. Yes, we all. It's 4 or 5 yoga teachers and musicians who are now collaborating together, and we formed a group called Nottingham. Instead of Nottingham, we've changed it with the Om from SOLOM, so make it Nottingham Kirtan group, and we do monthly kirtans at yoga studios across Nottingham.
Yeah.
And yeah, that has been very helpful in the journey, because when you make it a community and engage with different people, chant with different people, it just creates a tremendous amount of energy and gives you a sense of calm and peace, and also a sense of belonging that, you're part of this community.
How did you go about building that community? Like, if somebody has to build that community of, say, yoga teachers, like you have your team of yoga teachers, of healers, I would say, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, some do sound healing as well.
This is all about sound and healing your body. How does one go about building that community?
Well, first thing to do is to find the people with the right mindset, because and that only happens when you go out in these different festivals. If you go out in different yoga studios, you meet different people, you engage with others, you will find out, he or she has the same mindset, and we could collaborate. And that is what happened. My neighbor turned out to be a yoga teacher who sings.
What a coincidence.
Yeah. So she loved singing.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be.
Yes.
She started singing. Also is a violinist. So yeah, we thought, let's put something together. And when you're playing in a group, you've got chords in your handpan. So everyone is playing a certain pattern of music. So we've got some chords which we have worked on, that this is what, so it all syncs in together and comes across as one, rather than having different instruments sounding differently. So yeah, that is something which can be done on the handpan, and we work on that. We do bi-weekly or fortnightly, we meet together and we just sing, chant, and in the same time we do a bit of practice and timing as well, that this is what we can perform or we can do.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So you've built a community, a proper, real community.
Yes.
So if anybody wants to regularly come to your sessions,
Sure.
where will they find you?
Well, they can find me on Instagram, and through my Instagram bio, you can access Linktree, which gives you access to all the events that I'm doing or I'm a part of. And the kirtans which are happening are also advertised on there. So you can go and there'll be a link which can take you through to the kirtan link, and you can book yourselves on a monthly basis. Yeah, the next one happens on the 25th of July, 2026 at 6 p.m. at Natural Wellness Center on Derby Road in Nottingham.
Okay, perfect. So please go ahead and book yourselves if you really want to feel that grounded energy, and if you really want to involve in this amazing work that SOLOM Pranav is actually doing. Now, Pranav, I really want to deep dive again to the same thing that I was talking to you about before, about this sound and the nervous system. I want to really deep dive into it. Is there a scientific research or science-based, findings how this actually heals your nervous system or regulates your nervous system? Or is this something that anybody can come and experience? It's just an experience that somebody has to undergo to be able to feel that calm in their nervous system.
Yeah, our nervous system is made out of two different parts. There's a sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. One is flight or fight syndrome, which gets me energized to do either run away from my problem or fight it. Yeah. Which is the sun energy, you can call it, the male energy of the body. And then there comes the left, which is the parasympathetic nervous system, which according to science is parasympathetic. In the world of yoga, you would say
Ida and Pingala.
That would be Ida and Pingala, you're right. There are three nadis, Ida, Pingala and Sushumna. Correct. So Ida is your left or the moon energy, which is the feminine side of me. If you see in Coimbatore, it's like a 108-meter statue of Shiva or the first yogi ever born. And you could see half of him is female, half of him is male. So that is your moon and sun. So when you're listening to these handpans, they interact with your parasympathetic nervous system, So they automatically, you start feeling the calm because it deals, parasympathetic nervous system is connected to your vagus or vagus nerve. Yes, which when you stimulate it, it makes you feel calm, makes you feel grounded, makes you feel more relaxed, make you feel in harmony with yourselves. And that is what these vibrations do. As I said, there's no amount of talking, when you go and when you're playing these handpans, it's not a performance, it's an experience where as a musician or a artist, I'm engaging with the people because each vibration does something to their body. Now, my body is used to these vibrations, but your body might not be, or someone else's body might not be, so they feel that vibrations, and through that you're stimulating their vagus nerve, which then helps them feel more relaxed, more sort of within themselves, and come to a place of calm in a space where there's a lot going off in your mind.
So that's the thing, in these days where we have, as we said, there's too much going on in everybody's life. Distractions, social media, and it really overwhelms your mind. So I think this is a very good medium to calm that nervous system. I mean, any musical instrument, that traditional musical instrument, or handpan per se, these kind of instruments have healing capacities. So I think in today's world where we are lost, this is very powerful, where, we can sit with ourselves, connect and ground ourselves, right? Pranav, is there a tune or a maybe scale or keys, I don't know how this, how you term it, that you keep coming back to, that, feels like home to you?
Yes, there's this was my first hand out of all the ones which I have.
That actually grounds you as well. That's what I meant.
Yes, it grounds me. Every time I come and play a tune, which was my first tune, it's called Along the Trend.
Along the Trent.
Yes, and as the name sounds, it was recorded by Embankment on Trent River in West Bridgeford. And it's just this simple tune which I came up with, but it sounds like a river is flowing slow and then it meets a big ocean.
Wow.
So, and your life that makes you realize that your life is also flowing like that.
So there's a bigger purpose that you have to meet. Or is it?
There's not a purpose, I would say. It's just a journey that you want to be enjoying, because you go through so many ups and downs in life, and your life cannot be without storms. There are storms coming in everyone's life.
Yeah.
But being connected to music, being connected with yoga, it shows you, or it teaches you how to swim and sail through those storms. And that is what it just grounds this one.
When you were just playing now, did you feel something in your body? Did you feel grounded? Or
I felt
like
very
home?
relaxed,
I felt as well, because
it is very resonates, soothing. Yes, it just makes you stop thinking about everything. So for a moment, I forgot we are in a podcast. And you were just with that and breathing with that, which makes it very meditational, therapeutic, very tranquil, very hypnotic, whatever you want to call it. Yes.
Amazing. That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
So Pranav, when you are doing these breathwork, sound healing sessions, do you actually see people coming, like, I know we've spoken about this, but do you see this deeper shift in people happening who attend your sessions regularly? Because, these kind of sound healings or breath work, these can sometimes have temporary, feeling in people, and they just come and go. But have you ever noticed somebody coming back regularly and they have a deeper shift that they can resonate with, and they have seen positive changes in their life?
Yes, there have been many occasions, because I do yoga sessions, then we do kirtans, which is again a form of bhakti yoga where you're singing. Now, kirtans is coming from an ancient lineage. In India, if you see the monks, they keep chanting Rama, Hare Krishna, or you would see monks in the temple chanting Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. So it basically creates a vibration in your body, and it's a vocalized form of breath work, where you are constantly repeating something in a rhythmic pattern, and then your nervous system starts to predict that, and it falls in love with that. So there have been many positive changes from people who've attended kirtans. They find the calm in themselves. They say they are breathing much better after learning these techniques like Anulom Vilom or Nadi Shodhana, which is alternate nostril breathing. So they found a way to connect with themselves, which they didn't know. The best was, people don't know how many times do they breathe in a minute.
I don't know that either.
So we should basically try that. Firstly, how many times do we breathe in a minute is something we should know, because
how many times is it?
As per the yogic science, every human being has got around 21,600 breaths on a daily basis. That's what it says, which if I break it down in 24 hours, which is 1440 minutes, every minute if you're breathing around 15 times or less than 15 times, it's good, because that is where you're calm with yourself. If you're breathing more than 15 times, you might find yourselves in a state of anxiety, in a state of fear, in a state of stress. So anytime that you are feeling these different symptoms, just go back to yourself and see how am I breathing? Are you breathing all the way to your belly? Now, actually, we can do a little workout or an exercise where I can guide people.
Shall we do it afterwards? Because I've got a few more questions to
Okay.
ask. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. So coming back to again regulation, nervous system regulation. I remember you talking about, I don't know if it's Instagram, Dirga Pranayama.
Correct.
How is this related to what you do?
So Dirga Pranayama is it's one of the breathing technique.
Okay.
And it's a 3-step breath, as you call it in English. In Sanskrit, it's called Dirga Pranayama because you're using your breathing capacity to the fullest.
Right.
So let's say if I was playing this is where you're filling in your belly. Okay. Then you're filling in your lower ribs. And then I'm playing one more where you're filling in your chest. And then you're letting it all go slowly.
Okay.
We practice it one more time. Breathing in through your bellies. Breathing into your lower ribs. Breathing into your chest, expanding it all the way. And slowly exhaling. Taking a deep breath in. And letting it go with your mouth. So you could see that we've just practiced a little bit of Dirga Pranayama and take a long inhalation in. So all this helps you is firstly to expand your lung capacity because you're breathing in 3 different steps. The easiest way to do it is you can have your hands on your belly and left hand on your heart, and you can see the expansion happening, and at the same time you're connecting with yourself, but you're breathing so slowly that within a minute you end up using 5 or 6 breaths only instead of using 15, 20 or whatever you might be doing.
Yeah.
And that teaches you that when you're breathing slowly is when you are so calm and in harmony with yourselves. And that is what the monks or any breathwork instructor around the world should be teaching you, that it's about slowing your breath, breathing in more consciously, because inhalation is something which happens automatically, but exhalation is something where you can control yourself and exhale slowly rather than letting all the energy go out. Yeah.
And that's also the reason why some people who practice breathwork, pranayama, live longer.
Absolutely.
Because the breath is slower. The number of breaths that you take in a minute is slower. I think that's why we say the tortoise lives longer.
You're very correct. Yes.
Right?
If you see a dog or a cat,
yes, I was
they live 14 to 20 years, something like that, because they're always huffing and puffing. At the same time, a tortoise or an elephant or a hippopotamus, they're breathing nice and slowly, and they're so calm throughout their lives that they live hundreds of years. Yeah.
Amazing. In this journey, have you ever had dark nights?
Many.
Can you tell me one that was really dark and, I want to really understand, how did you come out of it? What helped you?
There have been many ups and downs in my life, considering my personal life, my career. At a point in time, I didn't have a job for myself. And I was very disappointed after spending so many pounds that my dad had given me to come and get educated here. I didn't find a job. So firstly, that was very mind-shattering and it was very disappointing. At that point in time, I didn't have music as well. But it was just staying with yourself in that moment and feeling that everything is temporary, because you yourself are going to be temporary on the planet, So it's not about just failing in that moment. Yes, you failed in that moment, but you want to get back up has always been the spirit, If you fail and if you've considered, yes, I've failed, then no one can help you in life. So it's always about, I've failed, it's okay, but I'm going to stand back up and see what I can do. And I did that in my later years, in my recent years, yes, I do go through dark nights. We all are humans. Firstly, staying away from the family, and when you see all of your cousins and your family members gathering, you do feel sort of left out. You're like, okay, I'm away from all the community and my family. How do I deal with this? But that's where music comes in. That's where your connection with yourself, because then you think that, oh, if you're hating your own company, then how will others love your company? So yeah, then it's about shifting that loneliness to solitude by doing various things. Because if you think about it, there is so many things to do in life. You can learn music, you can do workouts, you can learn a new skill, you can learn cooking. There's unlimited things to do on this planet whilst you're living as a conscious human being. So it's about making the most of life rather than being down about the fact that, oh, I had a dark night last night. Because yeah, last night is now gone. You cannot change your past, but you can focus on your present, and by doing that you change your future.
Absolutely. That's a very, very interesting and thoughtful message to people. So with this, I would really like to thank you, Pranav, for being here. And I hope your journey is as amazing as you are. And you spread your joy, positivity that you're already spreading.
Yeah.
And you influence people in a positive way. And wishing you good luck.
Thank you very much.
I hope to hear from Pranav very soon. Again, maybe on some other topic, but we'll see.
Absolutely.
What I love about these conversations, Pranav, is because this is not a superficial conversation. It is getting deeper into what is real. And this is what really amazes me, and I really like to have these kind of conversations with people. So wherever you are, you're watching from, or whatever state you are in, I hope this has found you at the right moment. And I would also like to thank you for being with us. And if you would like to subscribe to our channel, Yug Studio and SOLOM, please feel free to do so. It will really encourage us to come up with more interesting podcasts with real deep conversations. And I will see you in the next one. Namaste. Let's do cheers.
Cheers, Pinky. Well done.
Well done to you.